The airport chair digs into my spine, hard plastic, cold metal armrests. I've been sitting here for 8 hours and my legs stopped tingling 2 hours ago. Now they're just numb. Around me, families hug. Kids press sticky hands against windows, watching planes climb into clouds. A couple reunites near the coffee stand. She jumps into his arms, legs wrapping around his waist like she'll never let go. Everyone here has somewhere to be, someone waiting for them. Except me. My phone buzzes. Another text from Trevor. I don't open it. Can't. Won't. The screen glows with his name, and my thumb hovers over it like I'm defusing a bomb. Delete or read. Both options feel like they'll destroy me. The departure board flickers. Flight 2847 to Edinburgh. Departed. 3 hours ago. My son is somewhere over the Atlantic Ocean right now, drinking champagne in business class. My money bought that champagne. My $18,000? 45 years of saving pennies, clipping coupons, working doubles at the hospital while Gerald fixed cars in our garage until his hands were black with grease. Hi, viewers. Kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. A security guard stops in front of me. His badge reads Martinez. Kind eyes. The type of face that's seen too much human suffering in airport terminals. Ma'am, you've been here since this morning. Are you waiting for someone? My throat closes. I manage to shake my head. Do you need help getting somewhere? I look down at my outfit. Navy slacks, cream blouse. The cashmere cardigan Gerald gave me on our last anniversary. Dove gray, soft as a whisper. I dressed for Scotland this morning. For heather-covered highlands and ancient castles. For my husband's dream. I'm fine, I tell Martinez. My voice sounds like gravel scraping pavement. Just waiting. He nods slow, doesn't believe me, but he's too professional to push. Let me know if you need anything, all right? When he walks away, I finally open Trevor's text. My hands shake so bad the screen blurs. Where are you? We're at security. Come to Terminal B. That was 8 hours ago. I'd texted back immediately. I'm by the check-in counter. There's a problem with my ticket. His response came 5 minutes later. 5 minutes. I watched those 3 dots appear and disappear 4 times before the words finally loaded. Oh, yeah, about that. Rochelle and I talked, and we decided this trip should really be just for our nuclear family. You understand, right? The refund is already in your account. Use it for something nice for yourself. Nuclear family, like I'm radioactive waste. Something to be contained, disposed of. I'd called him 17 times after that. Straight to voicemail, every single one. He'd turned off his phone. Rochelle, too. I sent text after text, my fingers flying across the screen, messages getting more desperate, more pathetic. Trevor, please, this is your father's dream. I don't understand. What did I do wrong? Please just talk to me. I'm still at the airport. Please come back. Nothing, silence. The kind that fills your lungs like water. The woman at the check-in counter had looked at me with pity earlier. That's worse than anger. Worse than confusion. Pity means she understood exactly what was happening, and there was nothing she could do to fix it. Your reservation was canceled, she'd said, fingers flying across her keyboard. Someone removed you from the booking 2 days ago. 2 days ago, while I was packing my suitcase, while I was reading Scottish guidebooks at my kitchen table, while I was thinking about how proud Gerald would be that we were finally keeping his dream alive. There's been a refund issued, she continued. $3,200. The number hit me like a slap. That's just my ticket? She nodded, wouldn't meet my eyes. Your ticket was economy class. The others are in business. Business class. On my money. While they erased me from the passenger list like I never existed. Can you rebook me? I'd asked. Begged, really. I'll pay whatever it takes. Her face had crumpled with sympathy. The flight is completely full, Mrs. Caldwell, and with the Highland Games Festival this week, every flight to Edinburgh is booked solid for the next 5 days. That's when I'd walked to these chairs, sat down, and waited. Part of me thought they'd come back, that Trevor would realize what he'd done, that even Rochelle, with her ice chip eyes and tight smiles, wouldn't actually go through with something this cruel. I imagined Trevor running through the terminal, out of breath, saying there'd been a mistake, a misunderstanding. Mom, I'm so sorry. Of course you're coming with us. But the departure board doesn't lie. Flight 2847 departed. They're gone. My phone lights up again. 53 missed calls now. All from Trevor and Rochelle. All in the last 4 hours. I swipe the notification away and see the text preview from Rochelle. Miriam, we've arrived in Edinburgh and there's a problem. Call us immediately. My finger hovers over the message. I should open it, see what's wrong. That's what mothers do, right? Fix things, smooth things over, make everyone comfortable even when you're bleeding inside. But something stops me. Maybe it's the way the evening sun slants through the terminal windows, painting everything gold. Maybe it's exhaustion. Maybe it's the ghost of Gerald sitting in the empty chair beside me, his hand warm on my shoulder even though he's been dead for 3 years. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I'm just tired of being erased. I pick up my brown suitcase, packed and ready for a trip I'll never take, and walk toward the exit. My sensible shoes click against the polished floor. Behind me, another flight boards, more families, more reunions, and more people who have somewhere they belong. The automatic doors slide open. Outside, the Texas heat hits me like opening an oven. The taxi line stretches 20 people deep, but I take my place at the end and wait. My phone buzzes again, and again, and again. I don't look at it, not yet, because something is shifting inside me, something that's been dormant for 73 years. It feels like ice cracking on a frozen lake, like pressure building behind a dam, like the moment before lightning strikes. Gerald used to say the quietest people make the loudest noise when they finally decide to speak. I think he was right. 6 weeks ago, I'm washing dishes in my kitchen when my phone rings. Trevor's name flashes on the screen, and my heart does that stupid flutter it's done since he was born. Doesn't matter that he's 45 now. It doesn't matter that he calls maybe twice a month. He's still my baby. Mom. His voice sounds different, lighter. I've been thinking about something. I dry my hands on the dish towel, the blue one with roosters that Gerald bought at a flea market. What's that, sweetheart? Dad always wanted to go to Scotland, right? To see where the Caldwells came from? My breath catches. I sink into the kitchen chair, the one that wobbles if you lean too far back. He did. It was his biggest dream. What if we did it? What if we finally took that trip, all of us, for Dad? The dish towel falls from my hands. Outside my window, the neighbor's sprinkler ticks back and forth across brown grass. A dog barks somewhere down the street. Normal sounds, but nothing feels normal. You mean you and me? I ask. The whole family, me, Rochelle, Paxton, Sloan, you. We could make it a real family vacation. Finally do what Dad never got to do. Tears blur my vision. I press my palm against the table to steady myself. Gerald's been gone 3 years, and grief still ambushes me like this. Sudden, sharp, a knife between ribs when you're just trying to wash dishes. Trevor, that would be... I can't finish. My voice cracks. I know, Mom, I know. I think Dad would want this. I look at Gerald's photograph on the refrigerator. He's grinning at the camera, holding a fish he'd caught on our anniversary trip to the coast. The wind messes up his gray hair. His eyes crinkle at the corners. I can almost hear his laugh. When were you thinking? I manage. October. The weather's supposed to be beautiful then. And the Highland Games are happening. Dad would have loved that. October, 8 weeks away. My mind spins with possibilities. Edinburgh Castle, the Isle of Skye, Loch Ness. All the places Gerald had circled in his guidebooks, pages now worn soft from him touching them so many times. I'd love that, I whisper. There's a pause, the kind that stretches too long. There's just one thing, Mom. My stomach tightens. What's that? Money's tight for us right now. The kids' school tuition went up again, and Rochelle's car needs new brakes. I was thinking, since this is really about honoring Dad's memory, and he left you the life insurance, maybe you could cover the costs? The kitchen suddenly feels smaller, colder. The whole trip? I know it's a lot to ask, but we'd never be able to swing it otherwise. And I figured you'd want to do this for Dad. He's right. I do want to do this for Gerald. And for Trevor, for Paxton and Sloan, who barely remember their grandfather, for all of us. How much are we talking about? I ask. Let me do some research and get back to you. I'll find the best deals, I promise. After we hang up, I sit in that wobbly kitchen chair for 20 minutes. The sun moves across the floor. The sprinkler keeps ticking. The dog stops barking. I should feel happy, excited. This is Gerald's dream coming true. So why does my stomach hurt? The email from Trevor arrives 3 days later. Subject line, Scotland trip breakdown. I open it at my kitchen table, reading glasses perched on my nose. The list goes on for pages. Flights, hotels, rental car tours, restaurant reservations, museum tickets, everything planned down to the minute. At the bottom, a total, $18,247. My hands go cold. That's nearly everything Gerald left me. The life insurance we'd planned to stretch through my retirement, the cushion for emergencies, for a new roof when this one fails, for the surgery my doctor mentioned might become necessary in a few years. I call Trevor. He answers on the first ring. Did you see the email? He asks. I found some really good deals. Trevor, it's a lot of money. I know, but it's Scotland, Mom. It's Dad's dream. He pauses. Unless you don't want to do it? I thought you'd be excited. Guilt twists in my chest. No, I do. I am. Look, I can try to cut some costs. Maybe downgrade the hotels. Skip some of the tours. I imagine explaining to Gerald's ghost that we went to Scotland but skipped the castle tours, the Highland Games, the ancestry research he'd spent years planning. No, I hear myself say, but no, don't cut anything. I'll cover it. Are you sure, Mom? I don't want you to feel pressured. But his voice sounds relieved, happy, like he'd been holding his breath waiting for me to say yes. I'm sure, just send me the booking information. Over the next 3 weeks, I make the reservations. Each time I enter my credit card number, my chest tightens a little more. The flights alone cost $6,000. The hotels, Gerald had researched the best ones, places with history, with views of lochs and mountains, another $8,000. The rental car, the tours, the fancy restaurant reservations. I used the card Gerald and I had kept for emergencies, the one we'd barely touched in 45 years of marriage. Every swipe feels like I'm spending him. Like I'm using up the last pieces of his presence in my life. But this is for him. This is his dream. Rochelle calls one afternoon while I'm reviewing the hotel confirmations. Miriam, I wanted to check something with you about the sleeping arrangements. Of course. I switch the phone to speaker so I can keep typing. Trevor and I will need a suite. The kids are teenagers. They can't share a room anymore. So we'll need 3 rooms total. That work for you? That's fine. I'll make sure. Oh, and the flights. Economy is fine for you, right? Trevor has back problems and I get terrible migraines on planes. We'll need business class. But you're tough. Economy should be okay. My fingers freeze over the keyboard. I'm paying for the entire trip, Rochelle. Right, which is so generous of you. We really appreciate it. So, economy works? I should push back. Should say something about respect, about consideration. But Rochelle's voice has that edge it gets sometimes. The one that says, disagreement isn't welcome. That's fine, I whisper. After she hangs up, I sit staring at my computer screen. The flight booking page glows in the dim kitchen. 4 business class tickets, 1 economy. I click purchase anyway. That night, I dream about Gerald. We're in our old kitchen, the one from our first house. He's young again, maybe 30, wearing that faded denim shirt he loved. He's looking at me with those gentle brown eyes. You don't have to do this, Mary, he says. I want to. For you. He shakes his head, smiles sad. This isn't for me, love. You know that. I wake up with tears on my pillow. 2 days before the trip, I'm at Trevor's house dropping off some Scottish shortbread I'd baked. The front door is unlocked, so I let myself in, calling out hello. No answer, but I hear voices from the kitchen. Trevor and Rochelle speaking low. She actually did it, Rochelle says. I didn't think she'd pay for the whole thing. I told you she would. She always does. $18,000, Trevor. Do you know what we could have done with that money if we didn't have to drag her along? My hand freezes on the doorframe. Keep your voice down, Trevor hisses. And it's fine. The plan works either way. She's so desperate to be included, she'll never question anything. Desperate. The word hits me like cold water. I back away slowly, carefully. Set the shortbread on the entry table. Leave without making a sound. That night, I pack my brown suitcase and fold Gerald's cardigan, tuck the Scottish guidebooks into my carry-on, try to ignore the sick feeling spreading through my stomach. They're my family, my son. This is just nerves, just pre-trip jitters. But Gerald's voice whispers in my head, "You know that isn't true, Mary." I zip the suitcase closed anyway. Trevor's car pulls into my driveway at 5:47 a.m. 13 minutes early. I'm already waiting by the door, suitcase packed, dressed in my travel clothes. The cashmere cardigan feels soft against my skin. Gerald's locket rests cool against my chest. The sunrise bleeds orange across the sky. It should be beautiful. Instead, it looks like a warning. Trevor doesn't get out of the car, just pops the trunk from inside. I wheel my suitcase down the driveway myself. Lift it into the trunk beside 3 expensive leather bags I don't recognize. His, Rochelle's, the kids'. I climb into the back seat. "Good morning." Trevor grunts. His eyes look puffy, tired. He doesn't turn around. Rochelle sits in the passenger seat, phone glowing in her hands. Her nails tap against the screen, sharp, rhythmic clicks. She glances back at me. "Ready for Scotland, Miriam?" She's never called me Mom, not once in 15 years of marriage. Always Miriam, pronounced like it leaves a bad taste in her mouth. "Very ready." I force brightness into my voice. "Your father-in-law would be so proud we're finally doing this." Rochelle's eyes slide back to her phone. No response. The drive to the airport is 43 minutes of silence. Trevor's hands grip the steering wheel too tight. His knuckles look white in the dim light. Rochelle types constantly, her screen reflecting in the window. Once, I catch Trevor glancing at her phone. She angles it away from him. He looks back at the road. Something feels wrong. Off, like watching a play where the actors forgot their lines. "Are Paxton and Sloane excited?" I ask, trying to fill the dead air. "They're meeting us there," Trevor says. Short, clipped. "Oh, I thought we were all driving together." Change of plans. He turns up the radio, classic rock station. The same one Gerald used to listen to while working in the garage. The song playing is "Wish You Were Here." Gerald's favorite. My throat tightens. At the airport, Trevor pulls up to departures, doesn't put the car in park, just stops in the loading zone with the engine running. "You go ahead and check in, Mom. We need to park the car. We'll meet you inside." I reach for my door handle. "I can wait. We're early." "No," Rochelle's voice cuts sharp. "You go ahead. Get yourself settled. We'll find you at the gate." She's still not looking at me. Her fingers fly across her phone screen, typing, deleting, typing again. Trevor won't meet my eyes in the rearview mirror. My stomach drops. That same sick feeling from 2 nights ago, standing outside their kitchen, hearing them call me desperate. "Okay," I open the door. "Terminal B, right? The Edinburgh flight?" "Right." Trevor's voice sounds strange, hollow. "See you inside, Mom." I pull my suitcase from the trunk, stand there on the curb while exhaust fumes curl around my ankles. The car pulls away before I can close the trunk properly. It slams shut on its own as Trevor accelerates into traffic. Inside the terminal, families swirl around me. A little girl in a princess dress drags a pink suitcase twice her size. 2 college boys argue about fantasy football. A woman my age holds hands with a man in a military uniform, both of them crying happy tears. I find the check-in counter for our airline. The line moves slow. The woman ahead of me has 7 bags and can't find her passport. The man behind me sighs loud enough that I feel it on my neck. Finally, my turn. I step up to the counter, boarding pass ready on my phone. The agent is young, maybe 25. Name tag reads Deshawn. He takes my phone, scans it, then frowns at his computer screen. "One moment, ma'am." He types, clicks, types more. His frown deepens. "Is something wrong?" I ask. He looks up. His eyes are kind. That makes it worse somehow. "Mrs. Caldwell, I'm showing that your reservation was canceled." The terminal tilts. Sounds blur together. Announcements, crying babies, rolling suitcases. Everything becomes white noise. That's impossible, I hear myself say. My son made the booking. We're traveling together. The whole family. More typing. His face shifts from confusion to concern. I see a booking for Trevor Caldwell, Rochelle Caldwell, Paxton Caldwell, and Sloan Caldwell. 4 passengers, business class. He pauses. But your name shows you were originally on the reservation. You were removed from the itinerary 2 days ago. 2 days ago, when I'd stood in Trevor's kitchen, listening to them call me desperate. Someone with access to the confirmation code removed you and processed a partial refund. Deshawn's voice goes soft, gentle, the way people talk to wounded animals. How much? The words scrape out of my throat. $3,200, the value of your economy seat. Economy? While my son and his family fly business class on my $18,000. My hands start shaking. I grip the counter edge to steady myself. Can you rebook me? Please, I'll pay whatever it takes. I need to be on that flight. Deshawn's face crumples with pity. That look, that terrible, awful look that says he understands exactly what's happening and there's nothing he can do to fix it. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Caldwell. The flight is completely full. There isn't a single seat available. He types more, checking. And with the Highland Games Festival this week, all flights to Edinburgh are booked solid for the next 5 days. The floor drops out from under me. I don't remember walking away from the counter. Don't remember finding these plastic chairs by the windows. But here I am, sitting, staring at nothing while the world moves around me. My phone buzzes in my purse. I pull it out with numb fingers. Trevor. Where are you? We're at security. Come to Terminal B. My thumbs hover over the keyboard, shaking so bad I keep hitting wrong letters. Delete. Retype. Delete again. Me. I'm by the check-in counter. There's a problem with my ticket. I watch the screen. 3 dots appear. Disappear. Appear again. He's typing, deleting, thinking about what to say. Finally. Oh, yeah, about that. My heart stops. Rochelle and I talked, and we decided this trip should really be just for our nuclear family. You understand, right? The refund is already in your account. Use it for something nice for yourself. I read it 3 times. 4, 5, the words don't change. Nuclear family, like I'm a bomb they need to defuse. Contamination they need to contain. My fingers fly across the screen now, shaking, turning to trembling, turning to full-body shudders. Trevor, please, this is your father's dream. Please don't do this. Send. I don't understand. What did I do wrong? Send. Please just talk to me. Send. I call him. Straight to voicemail. His recorded voice cheerful, telling me to leave a message after the beep. I hang up. Call again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. He turned off his phone. I call Rochelle. Voicemail immediately. Both of them. Gone. Unreachable. Like I'm a telemarketer they're screening. Me. I'm still at the airport. Please come back. We can talk about this. Nothing. Me. Trevor, I'm begging you. Please. Nothing. Me. At least tell me why. The 3 dots appear. Finally. He's typing. My breath catches. We need to get through security. Have a safe trip home, Mom. Have a safe trip home, like I'm a stranger, like I didn't give birth to him, didn't nurse him through pneumonia when he was 6, didn't work doubles at the hospital to pay for his college, didn't give him $18,000 of Gerald's life insurance for this trip. This trip I'm not on. I try calling again. Both phones now permanently to voicemail. They've blocked me. Or just silenced me. Either way, I'm screaming into a void. Around me, the airport moves. A family of 5 checks in for a Disney vacation. The kids wear mouse ears, jump up and down with excitement. Mom hem and Dad hold hands, smiling, tired but happy. At the next counter, an elderly couple argues with an agent about baggage fees. They're flying to see their daughter. First grandchild just born. They show the agent photos on their phone. Behind me, 2 teenagers say goodbye to their parents. The mom cries. The dad pretends not to. The boy promises to call when he lands. The girl hugs them both twice. Normal families, normal goodbyes, normal love. I sit in my plastic chair and watch it all through a fog. My phone buzzes again. Not Trevor, not Rochelle. Sloane, my granddaughter. Grandma, where are you? Dad says you're not coming? My fingers freeze. What do I tell her? That her father abandoned me at the airport? That he stole my money and my dead husband's dream and left me sitting here like trash? Before I can respond, the message deletes. Then a new one from Trevor. Don't contact the kids. This is between us. He's monitoring her phone, making sure I can't tell them the truth. I check the departures board with blurry eyes. Flight 2847 to Edinburgh. Boarding in 90 minutes. They're still here. Somewhere in this airport. Beyond security. Probably in the business class lounge right now. Drinking free wine, eating cheese. My money paying for every bite. I could go to security, make a scene, force them to face me. But what would that accomplish? Trevor made his choice. He removed me from the reservation 2 days ago, waited until we got to the airport to tell me. Calculated, planned, deliberate cruelty. This wasn't an impulse. This was a strategy. The boarding time approaches. I watch the board, boarding, now boarding, final call. I imagine Trevor and Rochelle walking down the jetway, Paxton and Sloane confused, asking where Grandma is. Trevor probably tells them I decided not to come, got sick, changed my mind, some lie that makes me the problem, departed. The word flashes on the board, flight 2847, departed, on time, they're gone. My son just flew to Scotland on my money, living my dead husband's dream, while I sit in an airport terminal 7,000 miles away. I should cry, should scream, should do something other than sit here like a statue. But I'm empty. Hollowed out, a shell of a person in a cashmere cardigan clutching a purse that contains $18,000 worth of canceled reservations. A security guard approaches. Different one from earlier. This one's a woman. Gray hair pulled back tight. She sits in the chair next to me without asking. You okay, honey? I try to speak. Nothing comes out. She pats my hand. Her palm is warm, rough, working hands. Whatever it is, it'll pass. Everything does eventually. I nod because that's easier than explaining that some things don't pass. Some betrayals carve themselves into your bones and live there forever. She sits with me for 10 minutes. Doesn't speak. Just sits. Being present, being kind, being everything my son isn't. When she stands to leave, she squeezes my shoulder. You take care of yourself. I finally manage to speak. Thank you. After she's gone, I pull out my phone, open my banking app. The refund is there, like Trevor promised. $3,200. Deposited while I was sitting here dying inside. Blood money. I close the app, open my email, scroll through the confirmation emails for every reservation I made. Hotels in Edinburgh, Inverness, Isle of Skye. The rental car, the Highland Games tickets. The ancestry tour Gerald had circled in red pen. The restaurant reservations at places he'd marked with stars. All in my name. All paid with my credit card. All completely inaccessible to Trevor. Something shifts in my chest. Something cold, something hard. For 73 years, I've been kind. Accommodating, understanding. The woman who apologizes when others bump into her. The mother who gives everything and asks nothing in return. That woman died in this airport terminal. I don't know who I am now, but I know one thing. Trevor wanted a nuclear family trip. He's going to get exactly that. The taxi drops me at my house 45 minutes later. The porch light is still on from this morning. 6 a.m. feels like 6 years ago. Inside, everything mocks me. The coffee cup I left in the sink, brown ring staining the bottom, Scottish guidebooks stacked on the kitchen table, pages marked with Gerald's handwriting. The tartan scarf draped over the chair back, tags still attached. Ready to wear in Highlands I'll never see. I set my suitcase by the door, walk to Gerald's chair, the leather recliner that still smells like his aftershave 3 years later. Sink into it. The house is silent. Not peaceful silent. Empty silent. The kind that presses against your eardrums until you hear your own heartbeat. My phone sits dark in my lap. I should check it. Should see if Trevor called. If maybe he changed his mind, turned the plane around, realized what he'd done. But I know better. Trevor removed me from that flight 2 days ago, while I baked shortbread for his family, while I packed Gerald's cardigan with shaking hands, while I let myself believe, one more time, that my son loved me. I think about the pattern, not just this trip, everything. His college tuition? $40,000. I worked double shifts at the hospital, came home with my feet bleeding in my shoes. Gerald picked up weekend shifts at the garage, came home with motor oil under his fingernails he could never quite scrub clean. We ate pasta 4 nights a week, turned the heat down to 60 in winter. But Trevor got his degree. He never said thank you, not once. Just graduated and moved 6 states away for a job, his wedding. Rochelle wanted the country club, the ice sculpture, the 7-tier cake. $20,000 we didn't have. Gerald took out a loan. We paid it off over 3 years. At the reception, Rochelle's mother asked who paid for everything. Rochelle said her parents contributed a little, never mentioned us. The house down payment, $35,000, Gerald's inheritance from his mother. We gave it to Trevor and Rochelle so they could afford the neighborhood with good schools. Trevor sent a text. Thanks. One word. Every Christmas, birthdays, graduations. I'm the one who remembers, who sends gifts, who shows up. Trevor forgets my birthday 3 years running. Rochelle never calls unless she needs something. And I made excuses. He's busy. He's stressed. He's just not good at expressing emotions. He loves me. He just shows it differently. Sitting in Gerald's chair, staring at his photograph on the mantel, I finally see the truth. Trevor doesn't love me differently. He doesn't love me at all. Maybe he never did. Maybe I was just useful. A bank account with a heartbeat. An ATM that occasionally needed validation. The clock on the wall ticks toward midnight. They're somewhere over the Atlantic now, 5 hours into their flight. Paxton probably has his headphones in, watching movies. Sloane scrolling through her phone. Trevor and Rochelle sipping champagne in their business class pods. My money. Gerald's dream. Their vacation. I close my eyes, try to sleep, can't. My brain keeps replaying Trevor's text. Just for our nuclear family. You understand, right? Use it for something nice. Like $3,000 compensates for abandonment. Like money fixes everything. Like I should be grateful for the refund from my own $18,000. At 3 a.m., my phone finally lights up. I grab it so fast I nearly drop it. Trevor. My heart does that stupid flutter again. That pathetic hope. Maybe he's calling to apologize. To explain. To make this make sense. I swipe to answer. Trevor? Nothing. Dead air. Then I realize it's not a call, it's a notification. Text message. Mom, where is the information for the hotel reservation? It's not in my email. I stare at the screen, read it again. Again, no apology, no acknowledgement of what he did. Just demanding I fix something. Another text. Rochelle this time. The rental car company says they don't have a booking. What the hell's going on? Then Trevor again, all caps now. Mom, we're standing at the hotel and they're saying there's no reservation. Call me. My hands stop shaking. Something inside me goes very still, very quiet. I set the phone on the coffee table, screen facing down, watch it light up again and again as messages pour in. Buzz, buzz, buzz. I don't pick it up. Outside my window, the sun starts rising. Pink bleeds across the sky. Birds sing their morning songs. The newspaper hits my driveway with a thump. A new day. Gerald's photograph watches me from the mantel. That smile. Those crinkled eyes. What should I do, love? I whisper. But I already know. Somewhere during the long, dark night, something crystallized inside me. Something with edges, something sharp. I pick up my phone, open my email, begin typing. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to cancel all reservations made under the name Miriam Caldwell. My phone rings. Trevor, I decline the call. Keep typing. Hotel in Edinburgh, cancelled. Hotel in Inverness, cancelled. Hotel on Isle of Skye, cancelled. Each cancellation confirmation that loads feels like exhaling after holding my breath for 73 years. Rental car, cancelled. Highland Games tickets, cancelled. Restaurant reservations, all 6 of them, the ones Gerald had marked with stars, cancelled. Ancestry tour, the one thing Gerald wanted most, cancelled. My phone won't stop ringing now. Trevor, Rochelle, Trevor, Rochelle. Over and over like a slot machine that hit jackpot. I silence it. Finish my emails. Hit send on the last one. Then I open my text messages. 53 new ones, all from Trevor and Rochelle. All increasingly frantic. Rochelle. Miriam, we've been traveling for 12 hours. The kids are exhausted. Fix this. Trevor. I know you're upset, but you're being childish. This affects Paxton and Sloane too. Childish, that word again. I gave $18,000, gave Gerald's dream, gave 45 years of being a mother. And I'm childish. I start typing. Delete it, type again, delete again. Finally, I write one sentence. The reservations were in my name, made with my credit card, for my trip. The trip you removed me from. Good luck. I hit send before I can second guess myself. 3 dots appear immediately. Trevor typing, deleting, typing. Mom, please, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, but we can't fix that now. We're already here. The kids are counting on this vacation. The kids, always the kids. Using them like shields. I type back, you should have thought about that before you abandoned me at the airport. Send. My phone rings again. Trevor, I answer this time. Mom, thank God. Don't. My voice sounds different, colder, harder. Don't you dare thank God. Don't you dare act like I'm saving you. Silence. I've never spoken to him like this. Never. 73 years of being nice, being accommodating, being grateful for scraps. I made a mistake, Trevor says. His voice shakes, but not with remorse, with fear. I should have told you sooner. Should have been honest. But we're here now. We need those reservations, Mom. No, you don't. You need a place to stay, food to eat, transportation. But you don't need my reservations. The ones I made. For my trip. For your father's dream. Don't bring Dad into this. White-hot rage floods through me. Don't bring Dad into this. This entire trip was for him and you stole it. I didn't steal anything. You offered to pay. I offered to pay for a family trip, one that included me. You took my money and erased me like I never existed. I'm shouting now, voice bouncing off the walls of my empty house. Gerald's photograph trembles on the mantel. Look, Trevor's voice shifts. Calculating. We can work this out. Just reinstate the reservations. We'll pay you back, I promise. I laugh. Actually laugh. It sounds unhinged even to me. You'll pay me back? Like you paid back the house down payment? Like you paid back your wedding, your college? That's not fair. You left me in an airport for 8 hours, Trevor. You watched your flight board. You walked onto that plane. You flew away. And now you want me to fix your problem? Silence again. Then Rochelle's voice in the background. Tell her we'll sue. The hotels were gifts. She can't just cancel them. I almost laugh again. Put me on speaker, Trevor. A pause. Click. Suddenly I hear airport announcements behind them. They're still in the terminal. Probably haven't left baggage claim. Rochelle, were you going to sue me for canceling reservations I made with my money for a trip you deliberately excluded me from? You're being vindictive, Rochelle snaps. Punishing the children because your feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt? My feelings are hurt? I'm on my feet now, pacing Gerald's living room. You called me desperate. I heard you 2 days ago in your kitchen. You said I was desperate to be included, that I'd pay for anything. Silence, long and terrible. You were right, I continue. I was desperate. For my son's love, for my family. But you know what's funny? I'm not desperate anymore. Mom, Trevor starts. The answer is no, no reservations, no help, no more money. You wanted a nuclear family trip? Congratulations. You have one. Just the 4 of you, figuring it out, together. I hang up. My hands are shaking again. But not from fear, from something else. Something that feels almost like power. The phone rings immediately. I turn it off completely. The screen goes black. In the sudden silence, I hear myself breathing, hear the house settling, hear my own heartbeat. I'm 73 years old, and for the first time in my life, I just said no. The phone stays off for 6 hours, and when I finally turn it on, it explodes. 78 missed calls, 112 text messages. I make coffee first, the good kind Gerald used to buy. Sit at the kitchen table with my reading glasses, open the messages like I'm reading the newspaper. Rochelle. We're at a hostel an hour outside Edinburgh. There are bedbugs. Fix this immediately. Trevor, the rental car places are all booked. We're stuck taking trains. This is ridiculous. Rochelle, Paxton has a rash from the hostel sheets. I'm holding you personally responsible. Trevor, the Highland Games tickets are sold out. Sloan is crying. Are you happy now? I sip my coffee. It's good, strong, burns going down. More messages. Rochelle, we tried to book the restaurant Dad wanted. They're full. Said someone canceled our reservation yesterday. I wonder who. Trevor, this is financial abuse. You're using money to manipulate us. I set my coffee down. Read that last one again. Financial abuse, manipulation. I gave $18,000. He abandoned me, and I'm the abuser. I start typing. Financial abuse is taking someone's money under false pretenses. Manipulation is removing someone from a trip you made them pay for. You might want to check a dictionary. Delete. Too angry. Try again. I hope you're learning an important lesson about planning ahead. Delete. Too petty. Finally, the travel agency in Edinburgh might have last-minute options. Good luck. I don't send it. Just delete the whole thing. They don't deserve my help or my words. Instead, I call my sister Helen. She answers on the second ring. Mary, how's Scotland? My throat closes. I'm not in Scotland. Silence. Then, what? I tell her everything. The airport, the texts, the cancellations, all of it. My voice stays steady until I get to the part about sitting alone for 8 hours. Then it cracks. That bastard, Helen breathes. That absolute bastard. Don't you defend him. Don't you dare make excuses. Miriam, he left you at an airport, stole your money, Gerald's dream. And you're still worried about being fair? She's right. I know she's right. What do I do? I whisper. Nothing. You do absolutely nothing. Let him figure it out. Let him learn that mothers aren't ATMs, that you can't treat people like garbage and expect them to keep giving. After we hang up, I sit with her words. Do nothing. It sounds so simple, but doing nothing feels impossible. 73 years of doing everything. Of fixing, of smoothing, of making everyone comfortable even when I'm bleeding. My phone buzzes. Not Trevor this time, Paxton, my grandson, 16 years old, smart, kind, nothing like his parents. Grandma, I'm so confused. Can you please tell me what happened? My hands hover over the keyboard. Trevor said not to contact the kids, but Paxton contacted me first. I sent him screenshots. The text from Trevor saying, just for our nuclear family. The booking cancellation showing my name removed 2 days ago. The refund for $3,200. 3 dots. Paxton, typing, stopping, typing again. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. They told us you decided not to come, that you weren't feeling well. Of course they did. Dad just saw me texting you. He's mad. I have to go, but I love you. I'm really sorry. He loves me. My grandson loves me. That shouldn't feel revolutionary, but it does. 20 minutes later, Sloan texts, my granddaughter, 14. Dramatic, but sweet underneath. Grandma, Paxton told me everything. This is so messed up. I can't believe they did that to you. Then, Mom just took my phone. But I wanted you to know. I asked to stay home with you instead. They said no. My eyes burn. I press my palms against them. Breathe. The kids aren't the problem. They never were. That night, my phone rings. Not Trevor, not Rochelle. A number I don't recognize. Mrs. Caldwell, this is Janet Mackenzie. I'm Rochelle's mother. My stomach drops. Janet has never called me, not once. She made it clear at Trevor's wedding that she thought her daughter married beneath her. Hello. Janet, I just heard what Trevor and Rochelle did. I want you to know, I'm appalled. Absolutely appalled. That is not how I raised my daughter. I don't know what to say. We sit in silence. I'm calling to apologize, Janet continues. And to tell you, I'm not helping them. Rochelle called asking for money for hotels. I said no. She made her bed. Let her lie in it. After we hang up, I sit staring at my phone. Rochelle's own mother sided with me. The messages keep coming. Extended family, friends. People I haven't spoken to in years. Everyone has an opinion. Trevor's cousin Mark. Just saw on Facebook, dude. That's messed up. My friend Betty from church. I always thought Trevor was entitled. Now I know. Gerald's brother Paul. Gerald would be proud of you, Mary, standing up for yourself, finally. Finally. Like everyone saw what I refused to see. By day 3, Trevor's messages changed tone. Mom, please, can we just talk? Really talk? I know I messed up. I know I hurt you, but we're family. We can work through this. I don't respond. The kids miss you. They're asking about you constantly. Sloan won't stop crying. Using the kids again. But this time, I see through it. Fine, you win. We're coming home early. The trip is ruined anyway. Happy now? That one makes me pause. Am I happy? No, I'm heartbroken, betrayed, furious, but not happy. I type, I never wanted you to suffer. I wanted you to respect me. Delete, don't send. Day 5, they're home. Trevor texts from his driveway. We're back. Can I come over? We need to talk. I ignore it. He shows up anyway, knocks on my door for 10 minutes. I watch from the window. He looks terrible. Hair uncombed, shirt wrinkled, hasn't shaved. Good. He finally leaves, sits in his car for 20 minutes, then drives away. That night, he sends one more message. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm really, truly sorry. Not because the trip got ruined, because I hurt you. I see that now. Can we please talk, face to face? I stare at the message for an hour. Pour a glass of wine, Gerald's favorite. Sit in his chair. Finally, I type back. Friday, 2 p.m., the cafe on Main Street, just you. His response is immediate. Thank you, I'll be there, I promise. I turn off my phone, pour another glass of wine, look at Gerald's photograph. I'm doing this, love, but on my terms now. The house settles around me, still empty. But somehow it doesn't feel quite as lonely anymore. Friday comes. I dress carefully, navy dress. Pearl earrings Gerald gave me for our 40th anniversary. I want to look put together, strong, not like a victim. The cafe on Main Street is neutral territory, public, safe, a place where Trevor can't make a scene. I arrive 15 minutes early, order chamomile tea, sit by the window where I can see him coming. He pulls up at 1:58, parks, sits in his car for 2 minutes, finally gets out. When he walks through the door, I barely recognize him. He's lost weight, dark circles under his eyes. He looks 10 years older than he did 6 weeks ago. Part of me wants to comfort him. Old habits, old instincts. Be the mother. Fix it. I take a sip of tea instead. Stay quiet. Trevor sits across from me, doesn't order anything, just sits there, hands clasped on the table. Thank you for meeting me, he says quietly. I nod. Wait. I'm sorry. He looks at his hands. I'm so sorry, Mom. What I did, what we did, it was cruel. Unforgivable. I don't even know how to explain it. Try. He flinches. Rochelle we thought it would be easier to tell you at the airport. So you couldn't argue or get upset beforehand. So I couldn't make a scene, you mean? That's not, he stops, swallows. Yeah, basically. We thought you'd just accept it, go home, move on. And the money, my $18,000? I plan to pay you back eventually, I swear. Eventually. I set my tea down. Trevor, do you know what hurts most? Not the money, not even being left at the airport. It's that you thought so little of me. You thought I'd just accept being treated like trash. I didn't think of it like that. Rochelle really wanted it to be just us, the 4 of us. She said you'd understand, that you're used to being flexible. Used to being a doormat, you mean? He looks up sharply. No, that's not. Yes, it is. That's exactly what you meant. Because I've always been flexible. Always said yes. Always gave whatever you needed. College, wedding, house, money, time, love. And you took it all and never once said thank you. That's not fair, isn't it? My voice stays calm, controlled. That surprises both of us. Name one time in the last 20 years you've done something for me. Something that cost you. Time, money, effort, anything. Silence. He stares at his hands. You can't. I continue. Because you haven't. This relationship has been one-sided my entire life. I give, you take, and I made excuses for it. Told myself you were busy, stressed, just not good at expressing feelings. Mom, but Trevor, you express feelings just fine to other people. You thanked the waiter 3 times yesterday when he brought your water. I saw you on Facebook, but you couldn't thank your mother for $18,000. His face crumbles. I know I've been selfish. I know I've taken you for granted. Rochelle says, I don't care what Rochelle says. My voice cuts sharp. This isn't about Rochelle. This is about you. You're 45 years old. You made choices. Own them. He's crying now. Actual tears. I've seen Trevor cry 3 times in his life. When Gerald died, when Paxton was born, and now. Tell me what to do, he whispers. Tell me how to fix this. I pull an envelope from my purse, slide it across the table. Read this. His hands shake as he opens it. Inside, a letter, 2 pages, handwritten. I worked on it for 3 days. He reads in silence. I watch his face change. Shock, denial, understanding, grief. The letter says everything I couldn't say out loud, every hurt, every disappointment, every moment I swallowed my feelings to keep peace. 45 years of being second choice, background noise, ATM with a pulse. And at the end, my decision. No more money, no more bailouts, no more loans that never get repaid. He's an adult, time to act like one. When he finishes, he sets the letter down carefully, like it might shatter. You're cutting me off. I'm setting boundaries. There's a difference. Because of one trip. Because of a lifetime of taking me for granted. The trip was just when I finally saw clearly. He wipes his face. Struggling. What about Paxton and Sloan? I'll maintain a relationship with them. They're innocent in this. But on my terms, not yours. So you're just done with me? I take a long breath. I don't know, Trevor. That depends on you. On whether you can learn to respect me. To see me as a person instead of a resource. To treat me like I matter. You do matter. Then prove it. Not with words, with actions, change, growth, effort. Show me you're capable of being the man your father raised you to be. We sit in silence. The cafe bustles around us, coffee machines hissing, people laughing, normal life continuing while ours falls apart. How? Trevor finally asks. How do I prove it? That's not my job to figure out. I've spent 73 years managing everyone else's feelings, fixing everyone else's problems. I'm done, so you figure it out. I stand, put cash on the table for my tea, gather my purse. Mom, wait. I love you, Trevor. I always will. You're my son. But love doesn't mean letting you hurt me. Not anymore. I walk out. He doesn't follow. In my car, I sit for 5 minutes, hands on the steering wheel, breathing. I did it. I set boundaries, said no, walked away. The woman I was 6 weeks ago would never believe it. I drive home. The house waits, still empty. But somehow it feels different now. Less like a tomb, more like a beginning. 3 weeks pass. Trevor texts twice, both times respectful, careful. Thinking about you. Hope you're okay. Paxton has a soccer game Saturday. He'd love to see you there. I go to the game, sit in the bleachers, wave at Paxton. He grins so wide I can see it from 50 yards away. Trevor and Rochelle sit on the opposite side. They don't approach, don't wave, just watch from a distance. After the game, Paxton runs over, hugs me. Thanks for coming, Grandma. Wouldn't miss it. He glances at his parents, lowers his voice. Dad's different, since Scotland. Quieter. He actually apologized to me. For lying about why you weren't there. That's good. Mom's still mad, though. Says you ruined their vacation. I smile. Can't help it. I guess I did. Paxton grins back. Good. Sloan comes over too, gives me one of her dramatic teenage hugs that nearly knocks me over. Grandma, can I come visit you, alone, without them? Anytime. She does, the next Saturday. shows up on my porch with homework and complaints about boys. We make cookies, watch old movies, talk about nothing and everything. When Trevor picks her up, he stays in the car, waves. I wave back. Baby steps. Helen calls twice a week. How you holding up? Better than I thought. You sound different. Lighter. She's right. Something has shifted. Like I've been carrying weight for so long I forgot it was there. And now that I set it down, I can finally breathe. I join a widow's support group at the church. 6 women, all lost husbands in the last 5 years. We meet Thursdays, drink tea, share stories. Margaret lost her husband to cancer, Linda to a heart attack, Susan to a car crash, all different, all the same, all navigating this strange space of being alone after decades of partnership. I'm thinking about traveling, I tell them one Thursday, somewhere Gerald and I always talked about. Where? Margaret asks. Scotland. They all stare. Alone? Linda sounds shocked. Why not? I already paid for it once. Might as well get my money's worth. I'm joking, but the more I think about it, the less it feels like a joke. That night, I open my laptop, search flights to Edinburgh, hotels, tours, find a small bed and breakfast in the Highlands, family owned, views of the mountains, breakfast included. I book 5 nights, solo traveler, 1 room. The confirmation email arrives. I stare at it for a long time, then forward it to Helen. I'm doing it, she calls immediately. Seriously? Seriously, Gerald wanted to go. I'm going to go for him. For me. When? 3 weeks, before it gets too cold. After we hang up, I look at Gerald's photograph. I hope this is okay, love. Going without you. The house settles. Wind rattles the windows, and I swear I hear his voice. Soft and warm. I'm always with you, Mary. The 3 weeks pass quickly. I pack carefully. Gerald's cardigan, his locket, the guidebooks with his handwriting. I'm bringing him with me in every way I can. 2 days before I leave, Trevor texts. Sloan told me you're going to Scotland, alone. Yes. 3 dots. Typing. Deleting. Typing. That's brave. Dad would be proud. I stare at those words. Feel something crack in my chest. Thank you. Another pause. Can I see you before you go? Just to say goodbye? Not to ask for anything, just to see you. I think about it. Okay, tomorrow, coffee. Same cafe, same time. But this feels different. Trevor arrives early, has coffee waiting for me, chamomile tea, he remembered. Thank you for meeting me, he says. Thank you for the tea. We sit in awkward silence. Then Trevor pulls out his phone, shows me photos, Paxton's soccer team, Sloan's art project, normal parent things. I'm taking them camping next month, he says. Just us 3. No phones, no distractions. Trying to be more present. That's good. Rochelle's not happy about it, the no phones thing. But I think the kids need it. Need me. Actually me. I nod, sip my tea. I've been thinking, Trevor continues, about what you said, about Dad, about the kind of man he was, the kind of man he raised me to be. He looks at his coffee. I failed at that. For a long time, maybe my whole life. Trevor, no, let me say this. He takes a breath. I was entitled. Selfish. I took everything you gave and never once thought about what it cost you. Not just money, time, energy, pieces of yourself. His voice cracks. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying that, but I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry and I'm trying to change, actually change, not just say the words. I study his face, see something different there, something raw, real. Change takes time, I say quietly. And action, not just intention. I know, that's why I wanted to see you, to tell you. I'm in therapy, started 2 weeks ago, dealing with stuff, old stuff, new stuff, all the stuff. That surprises me. Trevor never believed in therapy, called it self-indulgent. That's good, I manage. Yeah, it's hard, but good. The therapist said I need to learn that people aren't obligated to forgive me, even family, especially family. We sit with that. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Trevor says. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I just wanted you to know. I see what I did. I see you. Finally. And I'm trying to be better. I reach across the table, touch his hand briefly. That's all I ever wanted. We finish our drinks, walk outside together, stand in the parking lot like strangers figuring out goodbye. Have a good trip, Mom. Really, enjoy it, for you and for Dad. I will. He starts to leave, then turns back. I love you. I know I don't say it enough, but I do. I love you too. And I mean it, despite everything, still. Always. I watch him drive away. Feel something settle in my chest. Not forgiveness, not yet. But maybe the beginning of it. The plane touches down in Edinburgh on a Tuesday morning. Rain streaks the windows. Clouds hang low. It's beautiful. I rent a car, tiny thing, stick shift. Takes me 20 minutes to remember how to drive it. Navigate out of the airport using Gerald's old GPS coordinates. He'd programmed them years ago, planning a trip he never got to take. Now I'm taking it for him. The bed and breakfast sits 40 minutes outside the city. Stone cottage, sheep in the fields, mountains in the distance. When I pull up, an older woman comes out to greet me. Mrs. Caldwell? Call me Miriam. Welcome to Scotland, Miriam. I'm Fiona. Come in, come in. You must be exhausted. She shows me to my room. Small, cozy, window overlooking the hills. I set down my suitcase and just stare. I'm here. I actually did it. That night, I eat dinner alone in the cottage kitchen. Fiona makes stew, homemade bread. We talk about her late husband, my late Gerald, two widows sharing stories of love and loss. Why Scotland? She asks. My husband's dream. He never made it, so I came for him. She pats my hand. That's love, dear. Real love. Over the next 5 days, I do everything Gerald wanted. Edinburgh Castle, the Royal Mile, Highland Games, bagpipes and caber toss, and men in kilts throwing heavy things. I watch and imagine Gerald beside me, grinning like a kid. I visit the Caldwell ancestral lands, stand in a field where Gerald's great-great-grandfather was born. The grass is impossibly green. The sky impossibly big. Wind whips my hair. I spread my arms wide and just breathe. I made it, love, I whisper. We made it. On my last day, I drive to a place called Glencoe, valley of deep shadows and ancient stories. Park the car, walk until I find a quiet spot by a stream. From my purse, I pull a small wooden box. Inside, a portion of Gerald's ashes. I've kept them for 3 years, not ready to let go, but now standing in the land he dreamed about. It feels right. I open the box, speak to the wind. I love you, Gerald Caldwell. I loved you for 45 years. I'll love you for 45 more. Thank you for teaching me to be strong, to stand up, to know my worth. I scatter the ashes into the stream, watch them swirl away, dancing in the current, going home. Rest well, love. I'll be okay, I promise. The flight home feels different, lighter. I'm still grieving, still hurt, still figuring out what my life looks like now. But I'm not drowning anymore. At baggage claim, I see a familiar face. Helen, my sister, waiting with a ridiculous sign that says, "Welcome home, warrior." I laugh, actually laugh, hug her so tight she squeaks. How was it? She asks. Perfect, exactly what I needed. We walk to her car. She drives me home, talks about everything and nothing. When we pull into my driveway, she hesitates. There's someone inside. I gave them my key, hope that's okay. My stomach drops. Trevor? Just look. I walk up to my door, unlock it, push it open. Inside, music plays. Jazz, Gerald's favorite. The smell of coffee and cinnamon rolls fills the air, and sitting at my kitchen table doing homework are Paxton and Sloane. Grandma! Sloane jumps up, hugs me. We wanted to surprise you. Paxton stands too, taller than last month somehow. We made breakfast. Well, we tried. The first batch burned. I look at Helen. She shrugs. They called me, asked if they could welcome you home. I couldn't say no. We spend the morning together, just us three. They ask about Scotland, show me pictures they drew, tell me stories about school and friends and life. Normal, easy bone. Love without complication. When Trevor comes to pick them up, he stays in the driveway, waves. I wave back. Paxton leans in before leaving. Dad's trying, Grandma, really trying. He's not perfect, but he's trying. I know, honey, that's all we can ask. After they leave, I sit in Gerald's chair with fresh coffee. Look around my house. Still empty, still quiet, but full of possibility now. My phone buzzes. Text from Trevor. Thank you for loving them, even when I made it hard to love me. I stare at that message for a long time. Finally type back. That's what family does. We show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. 3 dots, then. I'm learning that, finally. I set the phone down. Look at Gerald's photograph. He's smiling that smile. The one that says he knew all along I was stronger than I thought. You were right, love, I tell him. The quietest people make the loudest noise. Outside, the sun breaks through clouds. Birds sing. The world keeps turning. And I'm okay, more than okay. I'm free. 6 months later, I'm different. Lighter. The widows group becomes my Thursday ritual. I start painting, something Gerald always encouraged. Watercolors mostly. Landscapes. The Scottish Highlands from memory. Trevor and I meet monthly. Coffee. Careful conversation. Slow rebuilding. He's different too. Actually listens. Actually asks questions. Actually shows up. Rochelle sends a card one day. Not an apology exactly, but an acknowledgement. I was wrong. I'm sorry. 4 words, but they matter. The kids visit weekly. Sloan wants to be a writer. Paxton wants to study engineering. They both want to travel, see the world, be brave. Like you, Grandma, Sloan says. I'm not brave, I tell her. I'm just done being small. She thinks about that. Maybe that's the same thing. Maybe it is. If this story touched you, if you've ever felt taken for granted or erased by the people you love most, I hope you'll remember this. Being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. Giving doesn't mean giving everything until there's nothing left. Love doesn't require you to sacrifice your dignity. Know your worth, set your boundaries, and never let anyone, family, friend, or stranger, treat you like you're disposable. Sometimes the greatest act of love is loving yourself enough to walk away. Sometimes justice doesn't roar with rage and vengeance. Sometimes it whispers in a quiet voice that simply says, no more. If Miriam's story resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below telling me your biggest takeaway. And remember, it's never too late to stand up for yourself. Never too late to say no. Never too late to choose you, because you matter. Your feelings matter. Your worth isn't measured by how much you give or how little you ask for in return. You matter simply because you exist, and that's enough. That will always be enough.